When you wear this much plastic hair and spandex, you need a little something.
Bring on the horror stink.
I bathe in it. Hello, Champagne Dreamers. Welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Janessa. I'm glad to have you here. I am the trash queen of glam, geek, and gore. And for today's video, we're going to be diving into some of my favorite fragrances. I've been seeing a lot of my favorite beauty YouTubers talking about fragrance, talking about some of their favorites, the things that they look for, and I do love a good fragrance. I just do. Especially for shows, I always have to have perfume. This is like low scale drag right now, but when it's a full show and you've got wigs, you've got all the body armor, 3 pairs of tights, 7 undergarments. I'm not kidding. 7. At least. You're going to be sweaty, you're going to be dancing, you're going to be moving. You need to have some perfume to cover up just this. And so I love a good perfume. I love a good fragrance. And so I'm going to show you 10 with an asterisk because I can never just narrow it down to 10. But I'm going to show you 10 of my favorite fragrances. So if you're excited to see what I've been loving, then go ahead and stick around because we're getting into it right now. I almost did a terrible dad joke where I was going to be like, go ahead and stink around. Alright, so in 9 and 10, I'm doing these together because they're from the same company, and really which one I like better changes from day to day, whatever my mood is, and they are the Saint and Sinner fragrances from KVD Beauty. I don't know if they even still do this, so this is when they were having a special sale. I had gotten some samples and I thought they were okay, and then KVD Beauty was trying to clear out some stock, and they did a 5 full-size products for like $70. So everything worked out to like $12. And they included the largest size of the perfumes of both of them. So I was like, you know what? For $12, let's dive in and do it. And I love them. So I can already tell you that I am terrible at describing fragrance. I love this one. This is like a soft romantic. It's got some floral. It's almost maybe got some like powdery notes, but just kind of a sweet, romantic, very feminine sort of scent. It's not really aggressive. Now, further down the line, I love an aggressive scent. I like to walk into a room and I want you to smell me coming. Like, I don't need anybody to announce me. My fragrance will announce me. That sounded potentially bad. My fragrance, my perfume will announce me. Maybe I should say that. My stank will announce me.
Do you want to know what some of the fragrances are in it?
Yeah, if you want to look up the notes.
Okay, so this says fragrance family is florals, scent type is warm florals, keynotes are vanilla, musk, and jasmine. This perfume fuses top notes of jasmine and tiare flower with a delicious heart of mandarin, caramel, and sparkling mirabelle plum. Vanilla, sandalwood, and creamy musk impart a warmth that reminds you of falling in love for the very first time.
This has a little bit of like a vanilla and sandalwood. That I'm never surprised when I find something that I think of as like a romantic-y floral. Whenever I look into it, there's always sandalwood. Mm-hmm. I love sandalwood. It's beautiful. It's such a gorgeous scent, and I'm living for it. So, so good. So that's Saint. And then we have Sinner. And this one is a much more sharp, just really kind of pointed fragrance. Like, this definitely has a little bit more of an edge to it. It's a little bit darker. We love that. And so Angie's going to go ahead and look up some of the notes for us.
It is a fragrance family, earthy and woody, scent type warm woods. Keynotes are patchouli, wood, and cinnamon. It says it's dark, sultry, and empowering. This perfume is a little sweet, a little spicy, and undeniably fearless. Cinnamon spices up vanilla and white florals at the heart of the fragrance, while base notes of vetiver, patchouli, and wood form the deeper, darker nuances.
Yes, it's definitely got some of that patchouli to it, but it's not overpowering because let me tell you, I've spent some time in head shops, and we all know that people who smoke too much of the Mary Jane love to slap on the patchouli oil, and it's like, Jesus, give it a rest. It's not that kind of patchouli. It's mixed in with these beautiful dark florals and this kind of woodsy, a little just hint of cinnamon. I don't love cinnamon as a fragrance. It's just enough to give it a little edge. It's not overpowering, so if you don't like cinnamon, don't worry, it's not terrible. I love this, and I think they're a beautiful combo, and I have actually mixed them together before and worn them both together, and it's a really interesting kind of push-pull dynamic. So those are my 9 and 10 spot, are the 2 KVD Saint and Sinner perfumes. All right, now we're at number 8. Number 8 on the list, let me just get this out of the way. If you are triggered by MLMs, if you're not an MLM fan, you're going to want to skip ahead past the next couple. I love me some Avon, and I know MLMs can be evil. I feel like Avon is in a different category. I know somebody, the perfumes that I have, I got from my friend Amber, who has been doing Avon for 20 years. If she felt like she was being exploited, or if she was never making any money, I don't think she would do it for 20 years. So I'm okay with Avon. I don't like a lot of MLMs. I'm not going to turn into like an anti-MLM channel at any point, but I do like Avon, and I like some of their products, especially their fragrance. And in the number 8 spot, one of my favorite, just like fresh, invigorating sort of fragrances is Haiku. I love Haiku. It's a beautiful, like, green tea. You know how there's those fragrances that are like water smells? I feel like it's kind of like that, but it's got a little something extra that really differentiates it. It just smells clean and fresh without smelling too herbal, without smelling too watery, without smelling too clean laundry. Like, it just is a beautiful green tea, soft kind of smell.
Fragrance category, fresh and clean. Fresh floral scents with dewy, elegant, and pure notes. The notes are, the top note is Japanese yuzu, the middle is delicate mugwort, bottom is blonde woods. Find your zen with the Haiku collection. The calming and clean notes of Haiku eau de parfum bloom in harmony to create a fresh floral that evokes the serenity of a Japanese garden.
All right, so that is Haiku. And I just, yeah, it's got a little bit of floral to it, and I think that's what rounds it out, because I think it's got some of those elements of like more of a watery smell, or those kind of, because you know how there's just water smells, like, you know, it's hard to describe, but it's just one of those things. I love this. I love the original, and there are a whole series. So that's the thing, is if you like a fragrance from Avon, they often have other kind of offshoots that you can try, where it's a whole little like series of fragrances. I did pick up this one. This is the blue. This is the Reflection. It's another one that's just like a clean kind of watery scent. This one is a little bit more in the realm of that kind of water scent, but it's just fun to have a little offshoot, and they have a whole series of these. And so you can explore and play around and have a little coordinated scent family. Number 7 on the list is also an Avon fragrance, and this is one that I have loved for a long time. Rare Gold. I love Rare Gold. It is so beautiful. It's got this like richness to it. It's got this almost, it's gonna sound stupid. Again, I told you I'm not good at describing fragrances. When I put it on, it just smells almost like, it doesn't smell like butter, but I just think of like buttery. There's something about it that has that like richness of things that are made with butter instead of margarine. Like, it's just like a buttery, beautiful floral. Sparkling is another word that I would use to describe this. I love Rare Gold.
Fragrance category, warm and indulgent. Warm scents with decadent, sensual, and smooth notes. The top note is mandarin zest, middle ylang ylang, bottom golden amber. Treasure the radiance of pure gold as you pamper yourself in the warm and indulgent notes of Rare Gold eau de parfum.
Rare Gold, I love this, and I have to tell you that when I was an Avon lady, I know, that's coming in a video sometime. But I loved this, and they used to send out little flyers to help you, like, understand the product or whatever. And I don't know if Avon has done this with all of their perfumes or some of them, but there were quite a few of the perfumes that they sent us these things to say, this is kind of a dupe or could be a replacement for this fancy high-end perfume. And so if you liked Lancome's Poème, which I believe has been discontinued, I don't think you can get it anymore, this was the one that they advertised as a replacement for Lancome's Poème. And I had a bottle of Poème and I had this, and I like this better. They are very similar. It's also kind of similar to another one that I think has been discontinued. I loved Marc Jacobs Honey, and I think that that one has been discontinued. He's got fucking daisies coming out of his asshole, but he discontinued Honey. I don't understand why people make the choices that they do, because that one was so good. This one, if you loved Poème and can't find it anymore, if you loved Honey and can't find it anymore, this is going to be a good option for you. It's so wonderful. And there is a whole series of other fragrances in this line as well. I picked up the Rare Amethyst when I ordered these. And this one is okay. This one, again, not as good as the one that I really, really love, but it's fun to try. This one's a little bit softer, a little bit more kind of typically soft and feminine, romantic. This is great. Rare Rubies, I believe, got discontinued. That was a beautiful fragrance. Rare Pearls is beautiful. They have Rare Diamonds. There's one that I haven't tried yet called Rare Platinum, but my favorite, and if I could still get it, it would absolutely be in this list today. And I have one that's kind of similar, but it was called Rare Emeralds. And let me tell you, when I was doing my little Avon thing, I became obsessed with this series. The Rare Gold, the Rare Amethyst, the Rare Rubies, the whole thing. And I wanted all of them. And somehow I found out that there was a Canadian exclusive called Rare Emeralds. And of course, I love green. I love emeralds. So I was like, I have to track that down. And I hoarded that for the longest time. It was so good. And it smelled a lot like one that we're going to talk about a little later on in the list. But I wish that that was still available. I can't believe it was a Canadian exclusive. It was so good. In the number 6 spot, I don't know what happened. This is what happens when Mama has a couple adult cocktails and maybe she's sitting on the couch and she's feeling a little bit up in her feelings and a little emotional, and she's got her Ulta credit card out and she's on her phone. Sometimes she thinks she's bougie and just buys herself a little something sight unseen. I had never smelled it before, and it actually has become one of my favorites. In the number 6 spot, we have the Signature Scent by Tiffany&Co. I actually really love this. I bought it. I'm not lying to you. I had a couple cocktails, and I was sitting on the couch, and I was like, that bottle's pretty. It's Tiffany. How bad could it be? I want something Tiffany blue, and I bought it. And it's actually really beautiful. So it's got kind of this like sparkling thing that I get from Rare Gold, but it's more of like a watery... It's almost as if Rare Gold and Haiku had a baby. That's how I feel about this. Where it's a little bit more watery, it's a little bit softer, but it still has some sparkle and some elegance. And it just feels like an elegant lady perfume without being an old lady perfume. You know what I mean?
So this perfume's top note is Vert de Mandarin. It's Mandarin. Middle note, Noble Iris. Base notes of patchouli and musk. This modern artisanal scent, with the noble iris at its heart, is as exhilarating and inspired as love itself. And you know what? You can personalize this bottle with custom engraving to make it the perfect gift.
Oh yeah, see, I'm white trash, so I ordered it through Ulta.
Okay.
So I wasn't getting no custom nothing. So that's the Tiffany&Co. I think it's fun. I think it's bright. It's beautiful. And it's just got a nice kind of elegant sort of thing. These nails are Tiffany blue.
They are.
These are all kind of soft and like feminine and radiant and all these kinds of things. Now, the next 5, the like top scents, this is where when I joke and I call it horse stink, I'm really only half joking. The top 5 are kind of my bait in the man trap fragrances. They're the ones that I put on because they're just kind of sexy in very different ways. So let's get into the top 5. In the number 5 spot, it's a good thing that I have good luck when I get pulled in by fragrance marketing, because I really bought this because it was like a special edition bottle. I think it was like a Pride promotion thing. I'm a sucker for Pride tie-in products, and I lucked out because this is actually a really great fragrance. And this is Alien by Thierry Mugler. I'm not sure how you say it. This is like the rainbow Pride bottle that they did, and it smells really beautiful. Now, I think this was the same as the original scent. I think it's just regular Alien. It doesn't say anything different on it, but it's just in this beautiful rainbow ombre bottle, and I thought, why not? And it smells really good.
Embodying a solar goddess, radiant and sensual, Alien by Mugler diffuses peace and magic in its scent, thanks to its talisman fragrance. Alien is a talisman capable of revealing the light and creative force of every woman. It illuminates the woman who wears it with an extraordinary halo. The rich and sensual notes of the Alien perfume reflect the feminine force. A powerful floral scent of jasmine linked to woody and amber notes. Alien is powerful, radiant, and gripping. Its enigmatic scent reveals a spectacular femininity, a universal call to be extraordinary. A woody and solar fragrance, Alien Eau de Parfum, is a radiant talisman with enveloping and mysterious warmth.
Say talisman again.
Talisman!
I don't know what that means.
I don't know either. Should I look at the Sephora description? Because this has a...
Yeah, the Sephora description is probably like, this smells good. I didn't know I was all those things, but I feel like I'm all those things when I put it on.
Your talisman.
It's a talisman.
Yeah, I hear you want to know what... This is what Sephora says. The fragrance family is floral, scent type warm floral, keynotes, jasmine, sambac, cashmere wood, ambergris. Ambergris. Fragrance description. The woody floral fragrance borders the realms of spirituality and sensuality with a blend of soft lavender atop a base of cashmere wood and white amber, exuding a positive energy with each mist of the sensual women's scent. It has a lot of BS in their description, too. Thierry Mugler envisioned Alien as a sensation, the moment that occurs before a miracle. There is silence, fullness, and an expectancy of the supernatural. The bold floral perfume is named Alien because inside every woman is something so unique, so special. It is alien to everything around her.
Inside every woman is an alien. She's been probed! Yeah, I mean, that was a lot. Those descriptions are an experience. But it does smell really good. And I think you'll notice, as we've seen from this, as Angie's looking up the notes, I love a warm floral. That's really something that really kind of speaks to me. And as we get into the top part here, I also love things that don't smell like other things. So that's the ones that we get further up in the list are the ones that smell very unique, because there are those fragrance types, and there are so many that are just alike. Because Rare Gold, which I love, is beautiful. It's sparkling. It's wonderful. But it also smells like Poem. It smells like honey. The ones that are in the top 5 don't really smell like any other thing. And there's so many of those celebrity fragrances. It started with Paris Hilton. She was the first one. And then everybody, Britney Spears, everybody was putting out those cotton candy vomit smells where it was just liquid sugar. It was disgusting. I hate those. I love just a good floral. It can have a little sweetness, but not overpowering. And so these that are in the top are just unique, interesting scents. In the number 4 spot, I told you that I have a fragrance that smells a lot like what that Rare Emeralds from Avon smelled like. And if I still had a bottle of that, it would probably be on this list right in this spot. But I did find something that's very similar, and that is Après by Ellis Brooklyn. And this is just a woody kind of smell without being too outdoorsy. It's not too butch. This is something that, I think any fragrance is for anyone. I wear these fragrances all the time, whether I'm in drag or not. I'm kind of a lazy gender anarchist in my everyday life, and so I wear fragrances no matter what. But even for people who feel a little bit restricted, like they have to have a men's fragrance or a women's fragrance, I feel like men could wear this and not have their sad, fragile little masculinity threatened. I think they could wear this and they would love it. This is as butch as I get.
This fragrance is in the earthy and woody fragrance family. The scent type is warm woods, with keynotes of juniper berries, bourbon, and cedarwood. The rush of alpine air, a crisp whiff of evergreens, and the richness of bourbon, praline, and vanilla. Apres opens dewy like first snow and evolves into a boozy, woodsy brew laced with spices and sweetness. Addictive and compelling, Apres is beautifully structured with strong sillage and longevity.
I love it when fragrances sort of blur those boundaries, because that's what I mean by things being unique. Because sometimes you can find like a woods fragrance where, I mean, just dab some fucking pine sol behind your ears. That's what I feel like a lot of those smell like. Or there's spicy ones. This is like woods and spicy and a little bit of like maybe some sandalwood. Like, it's just like an interesting concoction, and I love it. In the number 3 spot, this is the first expensive fragrance that I ever bought where I really like treated myself to something. I loved it then. I still love it. I've gone through several bottles of this. This bottle is almost empty, and at some point I'm going to have to buy a new one, but that is the unforgettable fragrance Poison by Dior. And Dior has a whole Poison line, and I've loved almost all of them. I loved like Hypnotic Poison and Midnight Poison. Tender Poison was the second one they did. That one wasn't great. I didn't love that one. But the original Poison is just... I put this on and I feel like I should be standing next to just a huge vase of lilies in a velvet gown, and like my exotic French lover should come up behind me and just like kiss my neck. Like that's the fragrance of this. I can't even describe it in like smell words because it's just, oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's just, this is sex in a bottle.
Poison is a sultry elixir. Some fragrances are born legendary, provocative and mysterious since its inception. Poison is the ultimate fragrant weapon by Dior for heightened seduction. Its style is unexpected, charismatic, unforgettable. Its notes are coriander, tuberose, apopanax. Apopanax?
Apopanax.
Apopanax. And it says, some perfumes are born a myth. Heady, mysterious, and revolutionary since its creation, Poison is Dior's ultimate weapon of seduction. Its exceptional, exotic alchemy is composed of a rich blend of spicy, fruity, and amber notes warmed by honey and musk. An unforgettable fragrance.
I mean, that's it, right? It's sex in a bottle. That's what I'm telling you. It's so good.
Did it say heady or heady?
I think you said heady.
I can't.
So the next one I am out of. I don't even have a bottle. I'm so sad because I love it. And that is the classic, the unforgettable. If it's good enough for Marilyn Monroe, it's good enough for me. Chanel No. 5. I love Chanel No. 5. Angie has teased me for years that I just like old lady smell. I love it. I think it's classic. I think it's beautiful. I think there is like an element of it that's a little bit old lady, but I think again in that like classic of like that woman who's like a staple of society who just like has impeccable taste. That's how I feel about Chanel No. 5. It's got like baby powdery kind of smells, and oh, it's just so good. And now I'm gonna make her read it.
Since its creation in 1921, No. 5 has exuded the very essence of femininity. The abstract, mysterious scent, alive with countless subtle facets, radiates an extravagant floral richness. In 1986, Jacques Polgay... In 1986, Jacques P. reinterpreted his predecessor, Ernest Dubos's composition to create a fuller, more voluminous version of the now and forever fragrance, the Eau de Parfum. With its unprecedented use of aldehydes, and layers of complexity. Number 5 was the world's first abstract fragrance. The eau de parfum draws inspiration from the original parfum. This floral bouquet, composed around May rose and jasmine, features bright citrus top notes. Aldehydes create a unique presence, while the smooth touch of bourbon vanilla yields an incredibly sensual sillage. Silage?
Slosh? I don't know.
Silage.
So I love it. I know it's a little bit older. It's a little bit more of like that vintage feel, but I love it. And Marilyn Monroe, I love Marilyn Monroe. I thought she was beautiful, vulnerable, and played the dumb blonde so well. And you really have to be smart to play dumb as well as she did. And I just thought she was so cheeky and so fun. And that's one of my favorite, like, Marilyn Monroe quotes, is that there was a reporter who was being kind of a pervo. Like, he was being a little bit like, whatever. And was like, what do you wear to bed? And, like, without missing a beat, she was like, Chanel number 5. And I just think that that is so good, because she knew what he was going after. He was trying to get details about her delicates and trying to be a pervo. And she just turned it around on him. Like, maybe I wear nothing and I just wear a beautiful fragrance. I love Chanel number 5. It's classic. It's elegant. It's missing from my shelf right now, but maybe not for long. And number 1, this is my favorite fragrance. Even when I go through phases where I love another fragrance and I only wear another fragrance, this always stays my number 1 fragrance. I always love it. I've never found anything that I love more. And it's because it really is like the most unique fragrance that I have ever found. It's peppery. It's almost like harsh. Like there's something when you first put it on that it's got this harshness that's like aggressive. That's like, are you really serious about this? Are you sure we're going to do this today? Because I'm ready to go. I clocked in. I'm here to work. And that is Addict by Dior. This is such a beautiful, aggressive, wonderful, sexy, unique fragrance.
This fragrance style is independent, vivacious, and alluring, with notes of silk tree flower, mandarin leaf, orange blossom, queen of the night flower, Bulgarian rose, bourbon vanilla absolute, Mysore sandalwood, and tonka bean. The Dior Addict woman is youthful, free-spirited, and throwing caution to the wind in the French resort destination of Saint-Tropez. How do you usually say
Saint-Tropez.
Saint-Tropez. I was like, started it, I was like, that's not right!
I mean, the other pronunciation is Saint-Tropez. That's the alternate pronunciation.
Saint-Tropez. Saint-Tropez.
Saint-Tropez.
From the beach to the cafe, she flirts and dances her way through life with an irreverent joie de vivre to evoke a feeling of passion in the daringly sexy woman who wears it.
I mean, clearly, daringly sexy. I don't understand, because I smell this and I smell like a pepper note. And I don't know what is it in this, because they don't say... There are some fragrances that have, like, black pepper or whatever. This doesn't mention it, but there's something in it that's got this edge to it, where you put it on, and, like, the first time I smelled it, I wasn't sure I was going to like it, because I was like, what are you doing? What is happening? I mean, this fragrance, the first time you encounter it, it's almost non-consensual, where it's just like, no, you're going to take this smell. You're going to take it right now. And it's like, what? No, I did not approve this. Like, we need to have boundary conversations. But then the more you smell it, the more you're just like, oh, okay. I see what you're doing. Like, you're serving me a whole different flavor. I wasn't on that level. You were up here. I was down here. I'm ready to be elevated. Like, it's just, there's something about it. I love it. This is my favorite fragrance ever. So that is my top 10 plus, right? I love fragrance. As I get older, I feel like I get more and more sensitive to it. I feel like sometimes I get overwhelmed easily, and so I don't wear it as much unless I'm going out. I've been living that cave person life. I mean, quarantine, I've been training for that for years. And so I still love it for a show. I love it for a going out night, but going through this and smelling these bottles just reminded me that I really need to pay more attention to my fragrances and I need to give them the love that they deserve. Let me know down below in the comment section, what is your favorite fragrance? Is there something that I'm missing? Now that you know what I love warm florals and a little bit of citrus and some edgy kind of peppery notes and, you know, feminine, floral, sensual kind of things. I love things that are strong. I don't love like a Love's Baby Soft situation. I love an aggressive fragrance. Let me know down below, what should I be trying? What am I missing out on? While you're down there, don't forget you can give me a thumbs up, or if you are chemically sensitive and you don't like perfumes, or you think I'm just a big stinky hooker clown, you know what? Go ahead, give me that thumbs down. I can take it. I don't worry. It's all engagement. The algorithm isn't a picky bitch, and neither am I. While you're down there, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon so you'll be notified of all future uploads. I try to upload at least once a week. Sometimes I slip, but sometimes, if you're very lucky, you might even get a bonus video. Ooh, sensual. If you'd like to chat, banter, or commiserate between uploads, all of my social media will be linked down below in the description box, including a link to my website, version 3.0, relaunching soon, I promise, The World of Champagne at janessaj.com. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for venturing into my cloud of perfume, and until I see you again, bye. And aldehydes, like
Aldehydes.
Formaldehyde?
Aldehydes create a unique presence. Yeah, I don't know what aldehydes are. Let's look it up. An aldehyde is an organic compound containing a function group, blah, blah, blah. Let me see aldehyde perfume.
Aldehydes are actually a family of ingredients. They can be metallic, starchy, citrusy, waxy, blah, blah, blah. It's an aroma is defined as an amalgam containing the CHO radicals such as blah, 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 blah.
Has an odor profile reminiscent of almonds.